Hey, how we doing, everyone? Medic here with Sound God Smokehouse. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. I wanted to drop a video showing you guys the way I did our prime rib this holiday season this year. Did it on the smoker, of course, on the RT700 on my RecTech smoker, and wanted to kind of share some of the steps here. Yes, us city folks can smoke some meats too, right? I am a Texas native, but and growing up here in Arizona, I enjoy smoking some good meat. So don't doubt the skills here just because of the music that I make, right? Okay, very good. Well, anyways, as you guys will see here, I took this prime rib that was donated to me. Let's put it. I took this prime rib here, and I trimmed it up pretty good. I took a lot of the fat cap off at the top, which I was told not to do by someone who is in the know. But I see a lot of people doing it, so I thought I'd try it out that way. I'm sure it couldn't be too bad. You see how it looks like a perfect steak. You'll cut right down the side there. I took, I wish I would have left a little thin layer of fat maybe along the top of it, but man, it came out so good, didn't even matter, so it was not a big deal at all. So I took this 8-pound prime rib. It was a 3-bone. It was just to feed a good 6 people, so it was perfect size. Did something crazy to it here, as you can see. What is that? A birthday cake? Nope. I did something awesome here. I took some unsalted butter and chopped up a bunch of sprigs of rosemary and thyme, right? And mashed it all together really well. Some softened butter, made sure it was nice and softened, and spread it all over the prime rib, as you can see. And over time, it started to harden as I was doing it pretty quickly, which I was surprised about, which made for some interesting times with that. But after I made that mixture, got as much of it all over it as much as possible, I put this here prime rib seasoning all over it. I mean, look at those huge salt crystals in there. It's a perfect mixture, as you'll see once we get this thing. Oh, look at that. Look at the detail in there. So after, I did that first step, then I went ahead and pounded it with the rub, if you want to call it that. It's a prime rib, so it's a little different, right? Whereas normally I would just throw a huge piece of meat like this straight on the grates. You can see here I used this aluminum foil pan. It was kind of deep, so I put this screen on top of it and laid the meat on top of it to try to catch the drippings from this meat while it smoked, so that I could make an au jus for it later. So I've got the temperature of the smoker up to 225 degrees now, and we're going to go ahead and put it in here and let it sit. We won't open it again for maybe about an hour. I'll come stick the probes in, but otherwise we're going to let it go ahead and sit in here until the internal temperature reaches 115 degrees. A much lower temperature on this piece of meat than I do with other pieces of meats. Alright, this thing's been going for about an hour in here now, and I'm going to go ahead and stick these probes in there. Let's see what it looks like so far. Alright, not bad. So we're going to take these probes and put it through the meatiest part of the steak there. Take one, and stick it right through here. Alright, this thing's been in here for a few hours. It's at 115 degrees internal temperature now. It's going to be kind of dark out now, so it's kind of hard to see it, but it's not quite done yet. We're going to pull this thing out, and we're going to kick the temperature up to 450 degrees and leave it in there for about 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and pull these probes out. We wait for the smoker to heat up to 450 degrees now. So I got that going. Alright, so we've got this thing up to 450 degrees now. So we're gonna just flash this thing on there real quick, see if we can get a good, nice crust on the outside. Out of here, this part of it. Put this right on here. Oh. Alright, we're gonna put it in there for 20 minutes exactly now. That's a lot of smoke escaping, really. What's this thing for if all that smoke's coming out of there? That's not good. Alright, we've had this thing in here about 20-25 minutes, and probe now shows that the internal temperature of our rib roast is at 130 degrees internal temperature now, so it should be ready to go. I'll get some asparagus in there just to see if that would work. I don't know, it doesn't look too great, but maybe it'll taste good, who knows?
Burn my toes.
Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna pull this off of here. Two things you might wonder: why this big, huge chasm in the middle of this prime rib? Well, I didn't use butcher's twine. And also, when I trimmed the meat, I took this line of fat out that I was told might have, works to keep that part together. So that might have been why that part occurred. So for next time, that's something to learn about. All right, so we've let this thing rest for 30 minutes now. So we're going to go ahead and transfer it over to the cutting board. Looks pretty good. All right, so the way of cutting this thing along this slit here that's separated the bones for us. Let's see if I can do this right. All right, so there's a split in here.
Jeez. Are you trying to break in?
That would be the sound of fireworks.
I know. Getting shot. Dad, come on.
All right, look at that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the ribs out. Oh. So now you got this. Let's see what this thing looks like. Ooh-wee. Looks nice and juicy.
Right across.
Nice
there.
color.
I want to see that.
Let's take one more piece off.
Looks like a deformed heart.
Cut right to the heart. Oh, that's gonna be yum. Alright guys, so that's how that thing looks here. Let's see how it looks on a plate. Let's cut one of these off real quick. Whoop.
That's a bone, Dad.
Whoop.
That's also a bone. That's also a bone.
Yeah.
Never mind. Trying to cut her new plates.
Alright, so some people think this is the best part of it. Oh man, the smoke ring on it. Oh, that's really good. So now I understand, guys, why these people love these ribs so much. This part of it was one of the best parts of it. So good. You can see the moisture stayed inside the meat pretty well, even though there was like all that fat taken off the top. I don't think it was needed. Look at the smoke got into the meat up there. You know how much flavoring that is getting in there? Not in the fat, it's in the actual meat. You can see how juicy it stayed, even though all that was taken right off the top. Of course, I used a really good horseradish for this. Really a smoked horseradish. Come on now, that was really good. And that's the final outcome there. Had a nice little holiday meal. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check me out next time. Sound God Smokehouse. We're out.